Hi everyone, welcome to the Happy Hustle Show. Tonight I am talking about why sometimes you just need a side hustle boss. One of the brilliant things about having a happy side hustle is that you don't have a boss. You make all the decisions. Hi, Kat. You make all the decisions yourself. You are totally in control of your own destiny, and that is freeing, and that is joyful, and that is happy. And that is exactly how a side hustle should be. However, sometimes you just need a boss. Hi, Jillian. You need a side hustle boss. I am your side hustle boss, Kat. So sometimes you just need someone to go, listen, all the joy of a side hustle is there's millions of things that you can do to promote it and to make it successful. The challenge is there's millions of things you can do to promote it, make it successful. And because everybody's got different preferences and different oh, thanks, Kat. You should have seen me tap dance and you wouldn't have said that. I'm not a good student. I wasn't. I was terrible. But yeah, what I do is I try to show people lots of different ways to market their side hustle, because marketing is the key thing, right? Most people that come to me with a happy side hustle really like the thing that they do, and they're not as keen on the marketing bit. Not everybody. There are people that enjoy the marketing side of things, but as a general principle, people tend to find the marketing stuff a little bit icky or a little bit difficult. They're just not sure what to do. And the bottom line is, if you're not marketing, if you're the best kept secret, you're not going to get those sales that you want, and you're not going to reach that thing on your vision board. You're not going to necessarily get there quickly because people don't know about you. Everybody that I know that has a happy side hustle that's in my world is doing something brilliant, and they're sending out like positive ripples into the world because of the people that they are and because they're really embracing their talents. But sometimes people aren't necessarily marketing enough. So I was thinking myself about Christmas. And I've always got so I've always updated my vision board and always kind of focused on the next thing. So what I've been focusing on, so you probably know I went to California in the summer, which has been a big, big, big focus on my vision board for a long time. It was a super expensive but super amazing holiday and absolutely beyond my expectations. It was just amazing. But when I came back from California, I did have another trip to Sorrento, so I have had a fantastic summer. However, came back from Sorrento and I'm like, right, the next thing I need to create money for is for my son going to university. And so I can pay his halls of residence. So I can basically give him the money to pay his halls of residence so that he doesn't need to worry about that in his first year at university. So I am almost at that goal now. So now I need to think beyond that and go, right, what am I going to do next? Because without a goal, without a motivation, I find it difficult to do the things I need to do to get to where I need to get to when I haven't got that clear destination. So I have been thinking, and what I want to do is have the best Christmas ever. And I'm not even entirely sure what that's going to look like. I know what some of it's going to look like. So part of it involves in fact, let me give you the rundown of my September, October, December, and you'll see why I would like to raise a bit of cash. So in September, I am doing something secret. Just realized I'm in the public forum. I'm doing something. I'm going away for a weekend for a secret reason, to celebrate a person, and they don't know it yet. So I won't tell you any more about that, but I need money to do that. After that, the weekend after that, I am going to Stowbo Castle with my fantastic Stowbo friends. We go there every single year. It is like a destination spa in Scotland. It's so luxurious, so beautiful. It's really, when we talk about, for those of you that participate in book club in the Hive, when we talk about Denise Duffield Thomas's leveling up, spending a weekend in Stowbo is just it just lets you step into your like up-leveled self. So you just basically put your robe on when you arrive, you get dressed for dinner if you want, like most people do. But you just spend your whole days like going from the hot tub to the steam room, maybe doing a bit of aqua aerobics if you're up for it. Some years we do that, some years we can't get up in time to do it. It's just so, and then there's a lovely cocktail bar. So amazing. It's such a gorgeous, gorgeous place. And it's not cheap. But we went there. So the first year we went, we do this every year as a group of friends. And the first year we went, we did it for one night. And it was great, but we sort of felt like, so you can't really start using the facilities until mid-afternoon, and then you have to be out by 11, I think it is. Although you get lunch before you leave, so you don't actually leave, but you have to kind of finish using the facilities and everything by 11. And we sort of felt like we were just running from, there's so much to do. So that first year, we just decided when we come back, we'll come back for 2 nights. And we've done 2 nights every year since. And we've got, when you've just got one amazing organizer. So we've got somebody who's, well, in fact, we've got 2 people in the group who are brilliant, brilliant organizers. One of them collects all the money, so holds the account and collects all the money for us. So we just save every month into that. And the other one books it like a year in advance, organizes it. It's just amazing. So it's like, by the time I get there, it's a free holiday because I've already paid for it. It's the same as when I go away with my girlfriends that I live, who are my neighbors. We save every month. I highly recommend it. If you've got a group of people to go away with, I highly recommend that you just put, and we just put a tiny bit of money aside every month. It's not a big amount of money, but it adds up. And then when you go away, you don't have to go, oh, I'm not going to have a cocktail because that's going to cost an extra. We just know, like, it just feels so decadent. It's like really stepping up to that lifestyle, that kind of financially free lifestyle. Anyway, so that's September. And then October is a little bit empty. And sorry, that's September into October. Then October is a little bit empty. November's a little bit empty. But then when we get into December, we always meet our family the weekend before Christmas in the lakes. So we always hire a house in the Lake District and we meet. So it's my uncle and my 4 cousins and their families. And it's just amazing. Like, it's just like, it's totally our Christmas. It's like our family Christmas, but we have a week early. Like on actual Christmas Day, we normally just like spend it in the house. We don't do anything like too kind of wild about it. But it's just such a brilliant, like it's such a brilliant get together with my side of the family. Anyway, so we're doing that, and then we're going straight to Center Parcs. So we're going Friday to Monday in the lakes with the family, and then on the Monday we're going to Center Parcs for 5 days. The Center Parcs in Wimphil, for anybody that's been, also fabulous, especially in the run up to Christmas. We booked it ages ago. Long story, we'd actually had it booked for June. It was supposed to be for my son Finn's birthday, but then that's when we ended up going away to California, so we pushed it back. And Neil is normally off those couple of weeks of Christmas because he's a contractor, and they make all contractors stand down over the Christmas period and not get paid, but like they force them to kind of take time off. But it kind of makes sense then for us to go away at a time when he is off work anyway, because he's not earning, so we're not losing the money he would be earning. It's a bit complex now because he might not be a contractor by Christmas, but anyway, that's the plan. So I've got these kind of 4 significant events between now and Christmas, and I just want to be able to experience them in a decadent way, like in that sort of Denise Duffield Thomas, not going, oh, well, we'll just like bring some food from Lidl down, so we're not like spending. I want to be able to just really kind of enjoy those things. So that's my focus. And I've just, instead of having like all those separate things, I've just kind of put it into best Christmas ever. Anyway, that's what's going on with my vision board. And because of that, I've come up with a bit of a, yes, first class trips, Gillian. I've come up with a plan of what I'm going to do to create the money that I need to be able to experience each of those events in that way, if that makes sense. So when I was pulling together the plan, I thought, well, I bet a lot of people would be interested in what I'm doing here, because I am using the things that work for me marketing wise, the things that bring me joy, but I'm going to pull them together into a very, very structured daily plan of exactly what I'm going to do to get to where I want to be. So what I decided to do is, for those of you, so there's really two ways you can approach your happy side hustle. There's the information is available, you can find it and you can work out which is your best strategy, or I can just tell you what to do and hold you accountable to it. Now, that might not appeal to everybody, but I think it will appeal to some of you, particularly those of you that are in my inner circle, who I know make great progress when they are held accountable, when we kind of work through things together and then you're held accountable to it. So I'm going to share my plan with everyone next month. So I'm going to do it on what I thought I would do is do it as a 3-day, I've called it a 3-day sprint. So for those of you that have experienced either my challenges or boot camps before, normally I do those over 5 days. It will probably be a similar structure. I haven't quite fleshed it out yet. I know what my plan is, but I haven't quite fleshed out how I'm going to teach it to you. It'll be a similar structure where definitely every night, so Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, there will be a live session with me with questions and answers, and a little bit of kind of training input, and probably a bit on mindset, because really that money mindset blockage thing is where a lot of us get stuck even when we know what to do. So I will be sharing I will be sharing marketing tips, mindset tips. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you to so I'm going to show you what to do, and I'm going to get you to do the things over those 3 days. So we're creating the habits that you can take and use for the rest of your life, should you want to, but certainly for the next number of weeks in the run up to Christmas. And when I show you, when you market in the way that I am planning to market, you should get similar results that I am hoping to get, which is a significant uptick in sales, no matter what your side hustle is. So I'm going to be doing this. I haven't decided. I'm going to probably primarily for a happy side hustle, but I might also do it for Theta Jewelry, so that I've got not all my eggs in one basket. I've got my kind of product and service-based side hustles going on simultaneously. I'll certainly show you when I'm telling you what to do. I'll show you how it can work for both a service-based and product-based side hustle. If you're the sort of person that would benefit from a boss, just for 3 days, you can try me out. Let's call it like a trial shift as with me as your boss, and you can just sack me at any point during those just 3 days, or on the Friday if you want to. No commitment. It's going to be free, a free challenge. But if you like it, then continue on with what you've learned. So I'm going to be very much encouraging not to just read and listen, but to read, listen, participate, and implement. And we're going to actually implement during the 3 days. We're going to kind of measure where we are at the start, and we're going to keep measuring what the progress has meant over the 3 days. Best Christmas ever. If you fancy joining me with my strategy for having the best Christmas ever, you have to sign up for the 3-day sprint. People regularly ask at this point, will it be available on catch up? It will. It's the 7th to 9th of September. It will be available on catch up. However, and I appreciate not everybody's going to be able to make it live, and there would still be value in watching it and catch up. But if you're able to attend live and really take massive action for those 3 days, forming that habit together in a group where there's energy and people are doing the same things, and we're kind of asking the same questions and we're sharing our successes, is so much easier than doing it on your own later and watching it on catch up. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that, but I am saying if you look in your diary right now and you're available 7th to 9th of September, it's just really at night I would need you to be kind of online listening to the lives. The tasks I will share, and you'll be able to do them at some point through the day. So you'll need to, I would say, if you left like an hour aside through the day and then an hour at night. So if you could commit to 2 hours on the 7th, 8th, and 9th, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in September, then you will have my secret recipe to your best Christmas ever. How does that sound? How does that sound? If you haven't already signed up, and I think a lot of names that I'm seeing on here have already signed up, I've seen your names coming through. For anybody watching on replay or anybody that hasn't commented, I can see there are a few more of you watching. The link to sign up is hpy.tips, TIPS / what's it called? Sprint. Totally went out of my head. Kept thinking Fringe. Why was I thinking Fringe? hpy.tips, TIPS / sprint, SPRINT. Yes. I'm really glad you've signed up as well, Kat. I think you're going to love it. And we're going to get to spend loads of time together. We're going to get to spend 3 days together. And I think, and it's going to be super interactive, and you're going to be, thank you, Gillian, and you're going to be super accountable, but just for 3 days. So at the end of 3 days, if you go, I don't want a boss, I don't want anybody guiding me in any way, then you just step back and we never need to discuss it again. But if it works for you, if you're already in the inner circle, we can continue it. We can continue the process in the inner circle if it works for you. If it works for you and you're not in the hive and you want to come into the hive at the end of it, you're totally welcome to do that. Like, I'll be upfront, I will open everything at the end of it if you've enjoyed it. Like, if it doesn't work for you, there would be absolutely no point in you kind of coming into my world. But if it does, if you find that you get progress, so let me prove to you, like you prove to yourself first with the techniques, that you get progress, momentum with your side hustle, then come and join me in the hive, in the inner circle, wherever you fancy, to keep that momentum up and keep kind of sharing those successes. But 3 days are free. There's absolutely no obligation to do anything at the end of them at all. So if you are free between the 7th and 9th of September, stick it in your diary now, and I will be back with more details closer to the time. I haven't quite fleshed it out yet. I just have the concept and I want to share it, because how annoying would it be if I had this really brilliant plan to have the best Christmas ever and I do it and it works and then you don't, and I go, oh, I could have shared that with you. So I'm going to share it with you in advance so that doesn't happen. I hope you have a fabulous week, everybody. It is only Monday. We're getting towards the end of the summer. We're getting in Edinburgh. We're on the last week of the festival, aren't we, Kat? Kat will be sad but happy that the festival is nearly over, because Kat's husband has been working there every single night. So Kat has had her 4 children every evening, without any sort of additional support. So it'll be lovely to have your husband back, but I bet he's had an absolute ball. But yeah, so we're coming up to the end of the festival in Edinburgh. We're sort of eking towards school in the rest of the UK. We're already back in Scotland. Our schools are back. It's starting today. I actually felt cold. I said to my husband, that's totally weird. Like, I feel cold. I haven't felt cold for months. So we're starting to get into that kind of autumnal. No, we're not quite there yet. And I know, talking about Christmas in August, like people can really freak out about that. Like, I've had people, when I've been talking about it in my jewelry side hustle as well, because you should be, if you've got a product-based side hustle, you really should be starting to plan for Christmas now, because people start to buy as soon as school goes back. People start to get into that. Some people start to get into that, oh, I need to start thinking about Christmas present mode. There's definitely last minute people, but not all people are last minute people, and you want to be able to cater the people that want to buy in advance. You want to be there for them, because they're your perfect people. They don't have the last minute, can you get it to me by tomorrow? So yeah, I know sometimes when we talk about Christmas in August, it feels like a bit, people are like, ah. But in this context, I'm talking about creating that process. So when you put it into place, you're going to see the additional sales come in. And when the additional sales come in, and when Etsy pays you out, or your website pays you out, you get your PayPal payments, however you do it, you're going to have that extra pot for Christmas. And who doesn't want that? Okay. Put 7th to 9th of September in your diary. Make sure you've registered at hpy.tips/sprint. Okay. Take care, everybody. Thanks for listening. Have a brilliant week. Bye.